Hey everybody, this is JB, John Barthel from the CX Advisory team. I'm part of a small group of folks that come from business, and we focus on how to make sure that the business is successful using the SAP software in our team. So one of the things we do is we share our experience from industry. Like myself, I've had over 12 years of experience working for e-commerce, major e-commerce players, working on customer experience. And that means everything from operations to fulfillment to returns and reverse logistics, as well as, then of course, customer care. So today I'm going to share with you a couple of my ideas of top things to look for in order to engage the voice of the customer. The voice of the customer is a really great way to look at the feedback from that customer to understand how they're thinking about your product or your brand, both from a positive and negative standpoint. It's really important to have an overall strategy for your company as a retailer to understand how you're looking at the voice of the customer and also what you're looking at as their response for them depending on their input to you. So one of the top ideas I want to present is to really take a look at the customer care feedback. Customer care is like your frontline people. All retailers have them, and they're listening to the voice of the customer. Oftentimes there's disgruntled or there's a problem, but that information is really important to feed back to the rest of your organization. So as a status check, you as a retailer should make sure that you have an analytics team that is looking at not only the quality of the calls, but the call drivers themselves. When I was in business, we were looking at Wizmo, or Where's My Order. That was often considered just an operational thing, like FedEx or UPS didn't deliver it on time. But there were times where we found out that the customer was being given the wrong information. An email was being sent incorrectly or triggered incorrectly, or the information on the website was giving them the wrong date of delivery. So having precise delivery dates and executing on that is very important. Another area of feedback from customer care is the product quality. So oftentimes that can be, again, something that got damaged in shipment, and that would be an operations issue, or it could be actually a problem with the vendor. Maybe the vendor gave you the wrong image to put on the website, or the vendor quality itself isn't very good. So those are all areas that you need to have analyzed and be able to pass those to the right places in operations to reduce the overall calls within your call center and listen to the voice of the customer. Secondly, there's a really great way to connect with the voice of the customer through reviews and ratings. Now, reviews and ratings are often associated specifically with products, and oftentimes people are giving good reviews and then sometimes bad reviews as well. So you need to be able to discern a good review from a bad review. Also be able to take a look at the sentiment of the customer throughout their life cycle on your products, and then be able to, again, analyze and make sure that you respond quickly when a product is trending in the wrong way. In my experience, we had a team that looked at the analytics around a specific product that was driving high returns. We actually found that we could very quickly look at the rating and then remove that item from sale to make sure it was fixed before we put it back on site. This gave us an opportunity to really take action, but also create a great customer service, because we knew if the rating was above 4, it'd be a great customer experience and there was nothing wrong with that product. There were people that weren't happy with it, of course, but overall it was a great product. So then lastly, I'd like us to take a look at the voice of the customer through social media. Now, social media is massive. There's a ton of data being developed there, and it's all user-generated content. For example, you can have just a hashtag of the company and it'll be posted. And if you're giving feedback on a product, it'd be great to find that product and use that as part of your product feedback. On the positive side, you can also say, I love the product, or I love the brand, or I love this store, and hashtag the brand again. And then you'd still be getting a positive feedback for that. The biggest challenge with social media is the fact that it's all out there, and anybody can post anything about any product. So really getting the tools you need to monitor and take the analytics you need behind that is really important. Once you get the data itself, then discerning that and taking it alongside the other email that you might have on product development or surveys and taking it alongside with social media, it's really important. And secondly, within that social media, it's really important to have a business process to understand what are you going to do when you get a positive response, or what are you going to do when you get a negative social media. For example, if I had a person that was an advocate and they posted something negative about my brand, I would want to know that right away and respond to them very quickly. In the same way, if you have a customer with a problem with their product, you might want to actually submit that to customer service for a follow-up chat or a follow-up post themselves. Again, making sure that customer feels heard when they're putting it out there on the social media network. Another interesting way to use social media to help drive sales and advocacy is to garner their interest, those folks that are interested in your brand, and bring them in as influencers. Create an influencer program, allow them to showcase your product, bring them into your marketing fold. We've seen examples of good companies that are showcasing lifestyle of their influencers and using their product through marketing information both in-store and online, and even encouraging them to post about their businesses as well as their products. And we found that products that are posted with these small but very intentional influencers can be lifted as much as 10% in a very similar way as a celebrity's post can be. So really, it's really interesting way to look at social media. Social media is complex, it can be very damaging, but can also be very positive. And finally, I'd like to just share one other thing is take a look at the communities out there. Reddit is a community newspaper, that news consolidation, but it gives people a lot of place to chat and ask for advice. So again, a lot of people aren't picking up the phone anymore or even sending emails or even interacting with live chat. They're working on these communities or their social media posts throughout the internet. And you need to be able to take that information in, analyze it, and again, disperse it back out to your organization. So as I wrap up, one of the things I wanted you to challenge you on is to make sure you have a strategy. First off, make sure you understand where customers can contact you. Secondly, make sure you have a strategy both for positive and negative reviews, ratings, any sort of customer interaction. And thirdly, then make sure you have a strategy for your whole organization to get behind improving the customer experience through listening to the voice of the customer and going through the process of improving the customer experience. I hope that is great information for you. There'll be a little bit more posted on the blog, and I hope to hear from you soon. If you have any questions, please reach out. All right, thanks.